It's funny, I came across Convict Conditioning a number of years ago, and even though I love the book and I love what the author Paul Wade was saying, there were a couple things that he was saying in it that kind of made me go like, I don't know, dude. One of those things was when he was saying, forget the barbell, bodyweight squats are where it's at. Bodyweight squats are by far better. They quote, blow barbell squats away. And at the time I was still lifting weight and I was like, I don't know, but I do believe bodyweight squats are good. However, I'm starting to see the light. One of the reasons is the benefit of the super deep squat. Okay? The super deep squat is one of those things that is sorely lacking within our fitness culture these days, and there's a number of reasons why. The biggest reason is because we've got this rule, a number of rules in our exercise culture about how you should squat. Things like thighs to parallel, keep the spine straight, knees and feet a little more than shoulder width. These are rules that we did not come up with about squatting. These are rules we came up with regarding barbell squatting. Okay, and it's an important distinction to make because even though the actual squat is a very natural move and we are built for it, and you can see little kids do it, the barbell squat is in fact an artificial exercise. We couldn't do it until we invented the squat rack, and we invented the barbell, and we invented the weight plate. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, don't do it or anything like that. I'm just saying that the action of loading up a heavy bar on your back, or even front squats and stuff, and then, unracking and stuff, is something that is a relatively new invention. We did not evolve to do back squats. The equipment and the exercise itself is only about 100 some odd years old. It's pretty damn new considering the fact that you find, ancient cultures, living in the rainforest and stuff, and they squat just like that. When we turn to the bodyweight squat, the rules subtly change. Number one is go ahead and go ass to grass. Going super deep elicits a slightly different response in the muscles. Number one is the muscles on your anterior tibialis, your shin muscle, have to pull the knee forward. So there's one rule that goes out the window. Knees can't go too far forward. No, knees have to go forward if you're going to squat that far. Number two is the abs and the hip flexors, which is one of your quadriceps. Keep in mind, people are always saying squats are so good for the quads. Well, if you're not getting low enough, one of your quads is not getting what it really should. Okay, one of your quads, hip flexors, are pulling your body this way. The squat is a miracle move because it's about strength and flexibility and balance in equal proportions. It's not at all about one of these things and the other are kind of supplemental. It needs all of this stuff. And if you can't squat very deep, then you're lacking somewhere, as I was very much. So strength here, strength here, strength here. Also balance and strength in a deep range of motion. Again, keep in mind, strength in any exercise can change with your range of motion. Some people are very, very strong with their arms or anything in a position, but as soon as they pass a certain range of motion, everything turns off because they haven't trained their nervous system to keep contracting their muscles that way. So a lot of times when people go really deep, their glutes, their whole glute complex on their minimus and their medius and stuff turns right off, which is big problematic for knees. This is why a lot of times when people say, oh, deep squatting hurts your knees, it's not the deep squatting, it's the fact that you don't know how to squat deeply. You've been squatting parallel, or you think is parallel, for so long that when you do squat deep, because you're getting down on the floor to play with your kids or something snaps because your legs are like, dude, we haven't trained for this. And then the final one, and this is a big one, that whole keep your back straight and everything, right out the window. You round your back to at least some degree. And I know a lot of people will say, well, when they're watching pistol squats and bodyweight squats on YouTube and stuff, they're like, oh, these people are rounding their back. You're supposed to round your back. You want to round your back. The whole butt wink thing where the hips come down and underneath, you want that. It's a healthy thing. But again, the problem is people aren't trained for it. With the classic heavy weightlifting world, we're told to keep our backs straight and locked. Deadlifts, squats, you've even bench press and everything, bent over rows, everything locked in straight. So, dude, you might as well fuse your spine together. You're like this, and then you sit all day like, in your computer, and then you're locked in the gym and you're here in the computer. So then when you're bending over to pick up your keys or something, and you're doing this with your back, bang, everything goes crazy because your spine says, whoa, you never told us how to have strength with like 20 degrees of flexion. You only told us how to have strength at extension. This is why dancers and acrobatics and stuff, they have such healthy backs, because they're training their back to be beautiful and basically bulletproof in this whole flexion range of motion. And this is what the deep bodyweight squats allows you to do, is how do you have a rounded back with keeping the back muscles tight? Again, not letting them relax. So practice your deep squatting, be gentle. Start off nice and easy, feet fairly wide, toes pointing out like that. Just go down fairly low, just kind of hold there for a little bit and then back up, and you will increase your balance and your strength and everything else in time. And as you get stronger, again, with convict conditioning, you bring your legs in closer. And the reason why this works really well is because as the knees get closer in, the knees literally come into the chest. They get in front of you, so your body has to go physically behind your legs, which is really, really important to be able to do. Skiing, lunging, just getting down on the floor. Typically you don't squat down very deep with your legs out to the side and your body going in between. It's your legs are here and the body comes down behind your legs. Very good skill to be able to have, keeps your knees bulletproof, very, very healthy, and again, almost impossible to learn with a heavy bar on your back. Hope I gave you some food for thought. Till then, be fit, live free.